today we're going to be making a delicious beef and lentil bobotie. What we're going to start doing is just adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a pan, just to brown the beef. While that's going, we're going to be preparing our onion, just roughly chopped. You don't have to cut it too fine, just really roughly chopped like this. Some garlic, just 1 clove will do. That's a quick way to just get the skin off, and then we're just going to chop that really finely. Okay, and that should do. So once the meat's properly browned, just decant it into a separate bowl. Then we're going to brown our onions and garlic. Okay, so we just want a little bit of color on that. We want it to soften, but obviously we don't want it to burn. Okay, now we're going to add the beef back into the pan. We're going to add some curry powder, 1 tin of lentils, 410 grams, some good old South African fruit chutney, some tomato ketchup, then some beef stock, about half a cup should do, then our Robertson's turmeric, about a teaspoon of that, and our Robertson's mixed herb, about a teaspoon of that as well, black pepper, some freshly ground sea salt, and our raisins. So the last ingredient we're going to be adding to our bobotie before it goes into the casserole is bread that I've just chopped up. And I'm going to add some buttermilk to it just to soften it. So that's going to go in there. And that will just mix in really nicely. And this is just going to bind it all together. And what makes a bobotie unique is really the topping. And I think a lot of people are fairly skeptical about calling it a custard, but it's very similar to a custard. But we're not going to add any sugar to it. We're going to take 2 eggs with about, let's say, a cup of buttermilk, seasoning, and that we're just going to whisk up really nicely till it's nice and smooth. So that I'm just going to add in like that. And then we're going to just smooth it a little bit, just so that it's nice and even. Then on top of that, we're just going to put our savory custard. And then you can just give it a shake. And then for a little bit of extra flavor, just some bay leaves. Once the bobotie is cooked, you can take that off. I've preheated the oven to about 190 degrees Celsius, and that's going to go in there for about 25 to 30 minutes. Wow. Just as it always looks, and I'm sure it will taste delicious.